All right, welcome in to a special Friday night episode. We are the Don't Tell Mama Sports Podcast. We got a big night planned tonight. This is the first ever. It's going to be an annual award show. I'm here
every
with
year.
I'm here with my main man Max. What's up, bro?
Oh, it's a glorious Friday night. We're underneath the stars. I see the moon tonight. It's clear. It's clear.
You're in
It's clear and
Hollywood, so
cold, but it's
always
getting
under the
warm in here
stars.
now. That we're what? You got something to say?
You're in Hollywood. You're always under the stars.
True. Nice call. Nice. That was. I saw what you did there.
Well,
To join us with this annual. Once again, we're doing this every year. We're doing this every year. Welcome to the first annual, though. Award show ceremony here for fantasy football here at Don't Tell Mama Sports Podcast. And we're so excited. We're so excited to join our very own from our Indy Lurches Fantasy Football League, Zach Widlowski. Can we get a hand for Zach Widlowski for showing up tonight?
Welcome in, Zach. Second ever guest of the Don't Tell Mama Sports Podcast. Congratulations, Zach. How you doing, bro?
Thank you, guys. Thank you for having me. I would like to say I am the first champion to be on the podcast.
That is true. That is true.
Damn you.
Yeah.
None of our viewers knew that yet. They didn't know that yet.
No, he's got more than us. He's got more than Max and I combined. Yes, he's got one. He's been to two. Yeah. He's been to two.
You guys have been to one, right?
Nope.
Up in your championship yet.
Sorry.
Zach, I'm not afraid to say it. All right, it's a tough game. Jeez, if one person was winning the Super Bowl every year, no one would want to go out to play.
No, but you're right. Very competitive league. Very competitive league.
It's a good league.
You guys actually met in the third place game. You guys both got knocked out in the Final Four this year, and you met in the third place game. But Zach, you want to tell us a little bit about your team this year, headed by a two-headed monster at running back?
This year, yeah. Two main players, as they've been for maybe 4 seasons now. Christian McCaffrey and Derrick Henry. Keepers every single year.
Are you going to announce now that they're keepers for next year? Are you announcing that right now?
Well, it's too early to say that. You never know, because someone could get injured, freak accident. Who knows?
Sure. And you can change it then.
Yeah.
So I'll make an official announcement at a later date. But Christian McCaffrey and Derrick Henry are my favorite people in the league. I'm going to keep them if I can.
Well, if we're not watching, we got a King Henry jersey right here in the background. So it's
got to respect the king.
Couple guys here. It's their favorite player. Okay, he's the big dog. But Zach, he's not only been to the championship twice, a one-time champion, he's also a founding father of this league. Okay, yes. There's only 4 founding fathers that's been in it all 9 seasons, and Zach is one of them. So it's honored to have you on the podcast today, broski.
And you know who my favorite one is? My favorite founding father, Bobby Guard.
The only one that's not here.
That's what I was going to ask.
You were going to ask that. Yes. The 2014.
Nobody talks to this guy. Nobody talks to this guy.
Well, we'll get him on here.
I met Bobby long time ago.
I've met him once too.
One time. One time we played basketball.
Bobby's the first ever champ, the 2014 champ. He's a founding father.
First champ, so he can't ever get kicked out. Until everyone has one championship. I don't think he could get kicked out if he did something bad.
And he spices up the league. The league. So we'll have to get him on here. But tonight, like we said, this is our first annual award show. Anybody got any refreshments going on? Anybody drinking anything tonight?
Just I got myself a little bit of OJ. I'm staying hydrated tonight. Okay, we got a lot to talk about, a lot of people to see, all these fans yelling at us right now, a lot of signatures we got to hand out and whatnot.
Wow.
I'll tell you.
Long night.
I got to stay hydrated. Don't want to be cramping in my calf. I don't want to cramp in the calf being dehydrated.
Well, that'll get you. That'll bite.
What about you, Breezy? You got something? You got something over there?
Well, first I was going to say I think I saw Zach sipping on something earlier. Zach, you got anything?
Yeah, I just got something I found in the fridge. I don't drink this normally, but Michelob Ultra, so
that 95 calories
have it.
for the working man.
I don't know
That's a
how
tall
many
boy.
calories
That's a
are
tall
in here.
boy. That's definitely bigger
It's a
than
tall
95.
one.
For the working man, huh?
I don't know. I don't know how many calories, but
Might be double.
it might
Might
be.
as well just got yourself in a nice IPA.
Well,
I would never.
Over here, boys, every celebration's got to get some little bubbly, little
Oh.
Lamarca, little
Lamarca,
shake to
huh?
it. But
Shaking that up a lot.
How much was that bottle?
I want to say $21.
Really?
$21.
All right. That's
That's a good chunk of change.
We had it
that's
for
a
our
VIP
wedding.
On a
table.
bottle?
That's a VIP table. If you're
It was
asking me over there.
our wedding champagne. It was our wedding champagne, so it's our
nice.
favorite. It's Lamarca. If Lamarca, if
Nice.
you're watching this, you want to sponsor us. We're drinking you on the show. Come on and get an ad in here.
As well as Michelob Ultra. I know they have money.
Michelob Ultra, yeah.
Michelob Ultra can jump on here too, but pop this right now. Oh, nothing spilled, boys. Clean.
That's good.
Clean.
That's good.
Clean.
We want to spill it on your nice shirt, Colt Breezy. You want to spill it on your nice shirt.
Nice
Proof
shirt.
to us something's in it.
Huh?
Proof to us something's in it. I don't believe that there's any alcohol in there now.
Oh, he's got the cup and everything.
Okay.
He's got the glass. Look at that. Ooh, that's some bubbly.
I was not anticipating you having a glass.
Well, I'm not an animal just drinking straight out the bottle, but
you just did, though.
boys. I'm gonna get another one.
Yeah.
There we go, boys. But like we said, we got our annual award show here. Max, you want to lead us off with our champion of our league?
Wow. Well, we're diving right into it. Very first award. I think the first award actually should go to best tie. So out of all three of us that have ties, which award does it go to? Mine's blue. It's a little navy. It's got some light blue in it. I almost picked it out I almost thought that this was going to be my wedding tie. It didn't end up being it. I got married on the beach, so
I'll come back at you and say this was my wedding tie. So we might have to get some votes in, and don't forget.
He saw your bluff, Max.
And Zach, what tie is going on there?
I was not told to wear a tie.
I worked to a award show. You're going to show up to a award show without a tie?
Come on.
I got back from work. I did not want to dress up, and I put this one on for you guys.
You just unbuttoned. Same shirt from work. You just unbuttoned one button because you need.
Yeah. Shaved your chest pubes for this, and then just unbutton one button. All right, Max.
Let's get serious now. Okay, our first award here at the Don't Tell Mama Sports Fantasy Football Awards. Okay. Is our champion of the league. Now, this guy, we call him the guru, right? Or the oracle.
The oracle.
The oracle. This guy is absolutely outstanding at fantasy football. 9 seasons. He's been to the championship 4 times. We have champion.
I'm gonna have to back you up there, Max.
A little more.
We got 8 seasons because he's not a founding father. And we got 5 finals appearances. 5.
Oh shit.
5 and 8 years, boys. 5 and 8 years.
That's why he's called the Oracle.
Yep.
Champion of this year was the Washington Redskins, which is Trevor.
Congratulations, Trevor.
Congratulations, Trevor.
Trevor Bradkey, Patrick Mahomes, QB1, Tony Pollard, running back 7, CD Lamb, wide receiver 6, Amon-Ra St. Brown, wide receiver 8, Mark Andrews, tight end 4. I mean, that's half PPR. That's tough to beat. And you said 10-4 record? Is that what you said?
10-4.
Solid to get double-digit wins in the regular season. So congratulations, Trevor Bradkey. There will be a video coming soon from Trevor. So stay tuned. Stay tuned from Trevor, boys.
Yes.
Next award, the Don't Tell Mama Sports Podcast Fantasy Football Award Show. It's, of course, the Queef of the Year. And for those of you that watched last week, Queef Sam was on here. Back-to-back Queef of the Year. Your mom's empanada. Regular season record of 4-10. He was the calendar bitch last year. And now he's the diaper bitch. So stay tuned also for videos from him coming in September, because those are going to be juicy and spicy. Anything about Sam from you boys?
I will pull out this stat. I saw this today when I was looking at my team in preparation for the show. I am 9-1 against Sam. I own him.
Wow.
Yep.
This is a Aaron Rodgers Bears situation.
I guess so.
Damn. Had to look up the last. Wow. That's 9-1. That's something, yeah. Sam. That's something, yeah. Sam. Sorry about your Queef.
That's tough.
I encourage you all to go and see what your record is against Sam. Tweet him out.
Yeah, I'm curious now.
I mean, even our viewers out there, they might actually look in their league and say, "Wait, Sam, I beat Sam."
All right, next award, Zachary.
All right, this award is called the Second Queef in Command Award. It is second to last. I remember I named this award. I don't know how long ago, pretty long ago. And I did this because Max here was second to last one year, and he was very, very salty about it.
Oh, yeah, he was.
And so I named this award. And so even though he'll argue that he is not the first receiver of this award, even though I think he really is, the next year guy who got this award was the first. But Max is the inspiration for this award.
Yes.
And this year's second Queef in command is married to the game, Bobby.
Oh, Bobby.
A record of 5-9
today for Bobby. Second name call.
Aforementioned Bobby Guard is the second Queef in command. That would actually mark Bobby's second. And speaking of Max's, that one that we didn't count. If we did count it, we're looking at 3 second Queef in command for Max. 3. Okay. 3 ninth place finishes for Max. We're counting that one. But this year it was Bobby Guard. So congratulations, Bobby.
Congratulations, yes. Bobby.
Good for Bobby.
And I think he started out pretty strong in the beginning of the year too. So what happened?
Well, lost to me in the Queef playoffs, so sorry.
Moving on to the king of the Queefs. All right, so the king of the Queefs is someone who has won the Queef Bowl. Now, the Queef Bowl is the 4 last place. We have a 10-person league, so we have 10 people in our league. All right, 10-person league. The last 4 go to the Queef Bowl. So whoever wins that Queef Bowl, whoever ends up being basically ranked number 7 at the end of the season for the entire league, wins the king of the Queefs. All right.
Now, Max, could I say something really quick?
Of course.
Just there is 3 awards in the Queef Bowl, and there is only 1 award for the winners.
Yeah.
So it's a very participation. It's a participation trophy.
That's
totally.
That's why you got to make those last place punishments in your league, because if you don't have it, people just check out once they miss the playoffs. So exactly. we have 3 positions you can win in our 4-team playoffs. But who was the king of the Queefs this year, Max?
All right, the winner of King of the Queefs was your very own Cole Breezy, Matt Coble.
Thank you. Team name was Sucked on My Face after Cortland Sutton, but he really sat on my face after a 2-tutty season.
With his butthole.
Yep. And Jonathan Taylor and DeAndre Swift were hot and cold, but ended up getting king of the queef, so I'm happy about that. Didn't get a last place punishment. Don't have to put on a diaper or suck on a binky. So I'm happy about that.
Yeah, that's great. I do think that I helped you out by giving you George Kittle.
You gave me George Kittle. We've mentioned.
I didn't want to see you in a diaper.
I appreciate that, broski. We mentioned a few times George Kittle's end of season run and how that saved me and because George Kittle first came from Sam and then he went to you and then he came to me, so it really hurt Sam too.
Yeah, it really bit him.
Really bit him. But I'm happy. I believe I've missed the playoffs twice in 9 years, and both times I've been king of the queefs. So I'm happy about that. I'm happy about that. Most next award we want to talk about was the most points in the regular season, most fantasy points. First guy we're going to talk about, first time we're going to talk about this guy tonight, Nick Smith, two-time champ, I believe, right? Two-time champ Nick Smith.
Yeah, two-time.
Team name this year, Judge Judy and the Gay Boys. He scored 1,716.1 points. He finished up sixth, got upset in the first round, but he finished with the most regular season points. So congrats, Nick Smith. You gotta hand off that trophy here this week. Hand off that trophy to old T-Bone.
He still hasn't given it to him.
No.
Supposedly Sunday. That's the word on the street. That's the word on the street.
Go over there and just snag it. Say, hey, that's my trophy now. It's been how long has it been? Over a month now, huh?
Should he mushroom stamp him? Should he mushroom stamp him and just take the trophy?
I mean, Trevor's pretty big and Nick's pretty small, so it's probably doable.
It is a quicker turnaround from when Kelly gave it to Nick Smith, though.
Oh yeah,
from the year before.
First week of June, probably.
Yeah, you and Kelly were really holding on to that. Breezy never being a champion, putting it in your, taking pictures with it and putting it in your, your house on display.
Yeah. Well,
and you probably didn't tell people it was Kelly's.
Well, I didn't have my name on it. So they looked at it. But yes, word on the street is that trophy is getting exchanged Sunday, and we'll have a video coming for you soon, boys.
Awesome.
Next award, Zach.
All right. This award is the Lucky Charm Award. It says here it's the lowest points that were put against the team. And this year's Lucky Charm Award goes to Max. The chubby Wilson's fat bass.
Thanks very much. Thanks very much. Hey, we had good defense this year. That's all. That's what the Lucky Charm Award is. When teams are going up against you and they just don't score, I mean that's pretty lucky. But also,
lucky.
I call it defense in this league. All right, so
pretty lucky.
We'll take it.
Pretty lucky.
Hey, that's what fantasy
Irish.
is.
I'm Irish over here, boys.
Yeah, go Irish.
Fantasy is really all. It really is just all luck.
Sometimes.
A lot.
One week you could get lucky. That's all it takes.
Still coaching.
Oh yeah.
Coaching there. 70% luck, 30% coaching.
If you're interested in our top 5 coaches in the game, go look at last week's video for where we rank our top 5 coaches. But moving on to the next award, Max.
So the next award goes to the Don't Fall Asleep Award. Now, the Don't Fall Asleep means you would think that this person fell asleep during the season because he has the lowest points of the season. All right. And the winner of that, just skipping right to it, is once again our very own Co-Breezy Matt Koval.
Hey, back in the awards, not for a good one here. Lowest amount of points on the season, but still finished 7th. So came in when it was clutch. But definitely that's never happened for me. That's a first for me. I had 3 Queef of the Weeks on the season, so that definitely helped that award. Moving on to the MVP, the most points for anybody in fantasy this season. It wasn't very close.
No.
3rd place bronze, Jalen Hurts with 390 points. Okay, possible MVP candidate, 1 seed with the Eagles. Runner up, we got Josh Allen with just over 419 points. He got bounced last week, though. He didn't show up. He didn't show up in that game against Cincy.
Yep.
And the fantasy MVP, probably the MVP of the NFL, is Patrick Mahomes. He was on Trevor's team, led him to a championship, just under 446 fantasy points on the season. Patrick Mahomes looking for his second NFL MVP coming soon.
Oh yeah, Patty Mahomes is the best player in the NFL. He's the best quarterback. So I know that we tend to relate that. Well, if you're the best quarterback, you're the best player in the NFL because it's supposed to be the hardest position, right? That's what everyone says. We can have a debate on that. The running backs and wide receivers don't get enough credit.
If you don't have a quarterback, you suck. So, quarterback's the most important position in maybe all North American sports.
But I will say that Derrick Henry, how he's able to carry the Titans, because the Titans have had quite the their quarterback sucks. Ryan Tannehill sucks. Their backup sucks.
Yeah.
So I mean, but anyway, we're not talking about Derrick Henry here. As Patrick Mahomes has the award holding it, we're talking
about King Henry. Still talking about Henry. Hey, we love him. We love him here at the Don't Tell Mama Sports Podcast. He's probably the favorite player of the pod. Yeah. Zach, next award, please.
Yeah. This award is the Try and Catch Me Award. It is the most fantasy points by a running back. Let's see who. In third place, we got Josh Jacobs.
Heyo.
And second place, Christian McCaffrey.
Oh. Big comeback here.
Yeah.
First place, Austin Eckler.
Congratulations. He did have a big season. Austin Eckler had 103 receptions as a running back.
That's crazy.
Come on.
That's crazy.
You want that from a wide receiver. You're getting that from your running back? Shit.
He was a keeper by Nick Smith. He better be a keeper again. Austin Eckler's the man. I wish I had him.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Next up, Max. Who you got?
All right. Moving on to the Sticky Hands Award. Now, the Sticky Hands Award is most points by a wide receiver in this fantasy season. So, coming in third place, Devontae Adams. Coming in second place, Tyreek Hill. How about that? But number one overall, most fantasy points by 12 fantasy points is Justin Jefferson.
Nice. Wow, congratulations.
What a beast.
He was on.
And he's got Kirk Cousins thrown to him. I mean,
yeah.
Not that Kirk Cousins is bad, but
well,
he's not great.
Speaking of Captain Queef Cousins, we got a clip coming about him soon. But Justin Jefferson was on Taylor Wilson's team this year. He set 2 franchise records for the Minnesota Vikings this season. He let me pull it up here, boys. He passed Randy Moss's team record of 1,632 yards. He passed that. What did he finish with, boys? He had 1,809 yards. Okay, so he beat Randy Moss by almost 200 yards, and then he also broke Chris Carter's catch record of 122. He had 128 this season. Justin Jefferson. Wow. So he set 2. Now, of course, we got the extra game. We got the 17-game season. But
I think he probably still would have broke both of those without the extra game.
He set 2 franchise records this year. Max, I know you kept Clyde Edwards-Helaire over him. That was a great decision by you.
Had to bring it up.
But Justin Jefferson is the number 1 receiver going forward the next however many years you want to count.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure. No argument.
No argument there. Zach, you got the next one, I think. Sorry, that's me. Sorry, boys.
No, that'd be you.
The thick receiver of the year. This is the tight end, the best tight end on the season. This is no surprise here.
I like the thick receiver. That's pretty funny.
Receiver of the year, the big dog coming off the end. Travis Kelce, number one again. I don't know how many years in a row this is, but it's a lot.
Until he's out of the league.
He had in half PPR scoring over 267 points. Now the tight end too was George Kittle with 174. He almost outscored him by 100 points. The next guy. We talk about a free square in bingo. Like Travis Kelce is that. He's the man. We're going to be talking about him as the best tight end to ever play the game here.
So too. I agree.
And I wish another guy I wish I had on my team. I'm jealous. Got to be a keeper again.
Jealous of your wife there, Cole Breezy. You have to go to counseling to determine how to get Travis Kelce on your team?
There's no way. No way I can get him. I mean, how many years in a row has this guy been the big dog with number one team? We talked about Andy Reid last week as a top 3 coach, number 2 for me. And of course, Patty Mahomes, the MVP. Who wouldn't want this guy?
Yeah.
Okay, Zach.
Okay. Let's see. Kick in the Balls Award. The most points by a kicker. That went to Daniel Carlson.
Hey,
Taylor Wilson.
Wilson with another player.
Yeah, look at that.
Kicker. Yeah, not the biggest scoring offense, so kind of a surprise.
Let me pull this up. I'm looking a little deeper. This award was won by 1 point.
Oh yeah.
There was 2 players that scored 158.
Wow.
Whereas Daniel Carlson scored 159 points. It was that? Justin Tucker and the kid who really embarrassed himself. Maurer, or however you pronounce his name,
Maurer,
Cowboys.
Yeah. He was on my team this year. Brett Maurer, Cowboys.
How about that?
Missed 4 extra points. In that game against the Bucs. They're lucky. Lucky he still got a job.
Yeah, that's for sure, boys. I just want to say that I don't think we give enough respect in fantasy football for the kicker. I think the kicker is a very important part of the game because it's the game.
I like the position.
Need a kicker. You need a
kicker. You need a good kicker. You have a good kicker. That's an easy 8 to 10 points. You want 8 to 10 points from your kicker.
You need them.
Oh yeah. All right, moving on to the Sack Lunch Award. Now, this is the most points by a defense in fantasy football this season. A couple of runner-ups that we have. The 49ers were ranked 3rd. Okay, great defense this year, and they got themselves in the NFC Championship game, strictly based on a hard-fought defense there. Number 2 were the Philadelphia Eagles, who are also in an AFC Championship game.
What do you know?
But wouldn't you believe it? Number 1 is a team that didn't even make the playoffs, the New England Patriots.
Wow. Bill Belichick still getting it done.
No doubt about it. A lot of interceptions from the Patriots. They intercept the ball a lot. Touchdowns, too. I feel like that's why they have so much more points.
And if you recall, Queef Sam actually made a great pick here, drafting the Pats, but then dropped them a week later, so it didn't get to reap the benefits of the number 1 defense. Got too anxious, maybe even got greedy. So
definitely.
Sorry, Sam. Sorry. One more.
It was a historically bad year.
It was bad. It was bad. Another award here we want to talk about is the Fresh Legs Award. It is the top flex player. So you got in our league, you got your 2 running backs, you got your 2 receivers, and then you got your flex. Okay. This year it was tight. It was tight this year. In 3rd place, we had Amari Cooper, 213 half PPR fantasy points. Runner-up was actually Max's Ramondre Stevenson with 216.5 points. But the winner One of the better picks of the year. Very, very surprise season. Surprise team, even, was Jamal SpongeBob Williams and 225 half PPR fantasy points for Zach. Zach, how did you feel about that season?
Thank you. Shout out to Jay Willie.
Jay Willie.
I mean, anyone who watched the Hard Knocks Lions fell in love with that team and Jamal Williams.
Yeah.
I liked him better than DeAndre Swift, even though I would have drafted DeAndre Swift as well. You got him pretty early in the draft, Matt, who calls you Matt? Go Breezy.
It's okay.
But yeah, Jamal Williams, he has that dog mentality and he's ready to go.
Yeah.
You're right.
Nobody would have expected that. Nobody expected Jamal Williams to do what he did this year. No way. No way.
He was great. He was great.
Yeah, good for him. All right. So we're going to move on to the Tutty Awards. Now, these are going to be some awards that are fairly quick because we're just talking about the players that have had the most touchdowns and most receptions and most yards. So it should go by fairly quick. Hopefully you're excited about whether or not you had these players on your team for this year's fantasy season. So most touchdown passes thrown this season. Well, it's your MVP, Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes to 41.
41 touchdowns was his second most to his actually MVP season of 50. Mm-hmm. So another great year for Patty.
He's gonna win MVP again.
Probably. Next up, Zach, you wanna take your boy there, Zach?
Oh yeah, most rushing touchdowns, Jamal Williams, 17.
Wow,
it's won a game. It's won a game. He's a guaranteed won a game.
That's won a game.
It definitely seemed like it.
He broke Barry Sanders' franchise record of 16. He needed 2 against Green Bay in that Week 18 game to do it. So he tied Barry and then broke him in that Week 18 in that Week 18 beating of the Packers there in Green Bay. But
the place he used to call home.
Yeah, revenge game there. So good for Jamal Williams, the new franchise leader in rushing touchdowns in Detroit Lions history.
And if anyone watched that game, that was truly a great game. The Lions, they knew that they couldn't make the playoffs. That was pride. They said, "Fuck you, Packers. You're not going to the playoffs."
You, Rodgers.
Yeah,
definitely.
Good for them.
Rodgers.
Good for them.
But runner-up for douchebag of the year, or I mean, he's definitely going to be up there. I'll tell you right now.
I'm excited to see. To see the most receiving touchdowns on the season. Same face in a new place, back with his college quarterback. It was Devontae Adams going to the Raiders. No longer with that quarterback as Derek Carr got the deuces.
Derek Carr sucks.
Derek Carr sucks. But he still was able to throw. I don't know how many. Jarrett Stidham played a couple games or whoever it was, but 14 touchdowns for Devontae Adams was enough to lead the league. So congratulations to Kelly and another great receiver. I remember back in the preseason, Zach was like, you shouldn't keep Devontae Adams.
Yeah, because of Derek Carr. But he proved me wrong.
Still Devontae Adams.
He still was able to produce his own stats. So that's very good for Devontae Adams. Yeah, I just thought that Derek Carr was going to screw his career up.
Yeah.
Nice call. I mean, nice call.
Next one.
Yeah, moving on. Most passing yards. I mean, it's Patrick Mahomes again. We don't have to quote about this anymore. It's the MVP. He had 5,250 yards. 5,000 over 5,000 yards. Get out of here.
That's actually a career high, and second time he was over 5,000, also along with his MVP season.
The guy lost Tyreek Hill and threw more more passing yards. What?
Crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. Best completion percentage of his career at 67.1. He's the MVP.
And he barely turns the ball over. He makes smart decisions.
Yeah,
you're right. Moving along, we got the most rushing yards. The league leader, the king in yards, was not actually King Henry this year. It was, for the first time in his career, going into a contract year, Josh Jacobs with 1,653 yards on the ground. The RB3 in half PPR fantasy.
What a beast.
Max, he was on your team.
He's on my team, and I couldn't have been more excited drafting him in the 5th round. 5th rounder, and he ends up being the leading rusher.
Great pick.
This guy's a keeper, boys. He's 23 years old. He's 23. And he just had his best season. I don't see him getting worse. I'm not saying that he's going to do 1,600 yards again, but it's going to be in the thousands. So,
well, I wonder where he's going to be playing next year. Vegas is going to have to back
traded to the Raiders.
That's a possibility.
And then
that's a possibility.
Moving on.
Zach, who you got here?
Let's see. We got the most receiving yards, and that, of course, I think we already touched base on this earlier. Justin Jefferson, 1,809 yards.
And we could just combo that because he had the most catches too with those 128. Both broke Vikings records this year. So Justin Jefferson, once again, the big dog moving forward at the position.
Yep. He's the man. He's the best receiver in the game.
Moving on, we did a little research, got the stats and info team on the phone today, and they dug deep.
You guys have a team?
We got a team here. They dig deep, they crunch the numbers, and they spit out facts. And what they spit out today was going back and looking at each matchup, each from every week of the season, and looking at our gooses. Okay, our gooses. We got to have a goose king. Okay, now it's very well known that we had a streak there going on of a goose from at least one team every week. Now, boys, do you know if that finished? Did that streak continue all season, or did it ever stop? What do you boys think?
I feel like
it went all season.
Did it happen else? I feel like I went to at least week 13.
So Zach said at least one goose every week. Max, you're saying it stopped in week 13?
I'm going to say there was a point in week 13, yeah.
Okay. Well, Zach is actually right because we had a goose every week of the season. A league record where someone started someone that gave them 0 fucking points. Okay.
Or negative.
Or negative.
Yeah. We still count negative as a goose. Might as well.
So we added up all these guys. Boys, tell me, how many gooses do you think our league had this year? So we got
total, the every single team
all together as a league total. We got a 14-week regular season plus the 3 rounds in the playoffs. So we got 17 weeks here. 17 weeks. How many gooses on the season do we think?
I'd say at least. I'll say 54.
Oh,
wow!
It's a lot of gooses. I'll go. I'm gonna go 24.
Actually, that is a lot.
I'm gonna be a little modest. I'm gonna go 24.
Would you like to revise your answer, Zach?
No, I'll keep it. It doesn't matter.
24 and 51, was it?
54.
54 and 24. It was actually 41. So,
I was closer.
Zach was closer. 41 gooses.
That's a lot of gooses.
Can you guys give me the amount of gooses from defenses? Okay, it's 41 total. How many are from defenses?
That's probably at least close to half.
Well,
30.
Zach?
I'll say 23.
21 defensive gooses this year. Okay. Zach actually, so a little foreshadowing, Zach had 6 gooses this year. All six were defenses. All 6 were
defenses.
Sorry to hear that.
The only position I hate more is tight ends.
I'll give you this one, boys. We had one quarterback. It was when Kyler Murray was started by Bobby, and he was ruled out right before the game on Monday or something. So we had one quarterback.
That's a queef as well.
It's definitely a queef. One quarterback goose, one running back goose. How many kickers do you think goosed us this year as a league?
I'm going to say not that many.
Yeah.
maybe like 13.
I'm gonna go below 10. I'm gonna go 8.
It's actually 5. Five kicker gooses.
Yeah.
Kickers are the shit.
2 more positions here. Wide receiver gooses. How many do you think? Wide receivers.
I bet
20.
that's probably gonna be a bigger number.
Out of 41.
Probably in the teens, mid-teens.
We got 6. We got 6 receiver gooses.
Okay. Wow.
Okay.
And then last position was tight end. Okay. Now we know we got a couple notable gooses from the tight end position. 41 total. You got to do the math in your head. How many are left? How many tight end gooses do you think?
I wasn't counting, so
the second most. It was the second most. It was the second most among positions. Defenses was first. Tight ends was second.
17.
17 from Max. Zach, how many do you think?
12.
7. 7
tight
end
gooses. Oh.
Yeah. So there was 41 gooses from our league. We had a double goosey in week. What was it? Week 11.
Well, I think you know what? I think that kind of proved that me and Max are both dumb, because if we were able to do math in our heads, we could have figured that out.
Okay.
I wasn't counting. I don't.
We were counting.
I wasn't counting.
But we had a double goosey from Jack in week 11. We had that double goosey from Bobby in week 10. We had a double goosey from Wilson in week 2. And then our first ever league history triple goosey from Queef Wilson in week 5. Okay. He was starting the Dolphins defense. The Dolphins defense goosed him 3 times in the first 5 weeks. He had 3 gooses from the Dolphins defense in the first 5 weeks.
Wow.
How do you start him after 1 or 2 gooses? You put him back in there and he goosed you again. So if that doesn't foreshadow anything, it should. But our goose king on the season was actually Taylor Wilson with 10 gooses.
10
gooses.
Congratulations.
Official goose king is Taylor Wilson. So congratulations.
That's got to be. It's probably the most. And probably the most embarrassing part of fantasy football is if you end up with somebody who had 0 or negative points. You're always just so disappointed, oh man, it's not a good feeling.
He had 6 gooses in the first 5 weeks. He led us with 10. Like I said, Zach had 6. Sam, Jack, and myself had 5. Bobby and Trevor had 3. Max and Kelly had 2, and Nick Smith was the only one to avoid a goose this season. So congratulations, Nick Smith. The goose didn't catch you.
I will say this. Nick might have had the most points scored in the league. I was second, not too far behind. If I didn't have 6 gooses, Nick Smith, watch the fuck out.
Watch the fuck out if you didn't have 6 gooses for your defense. Yeah. Anything else about the Goose King? I asked if we could get him on for a couple of minutes, but we couldn't connect with the Goose King tonight. But in the future,
he flew south for the winter. So
yeah,
we'll see him in the summer. We'll see him in summertime.
Anything else about the Goose King from you boys?
That's it for the goose.
Okay. Last talk about our league. We have a big dog and a queef of the week every week. The team that scores the most and the least. The most points scored in a week this season was in week 4 by Nick Smith. Okay, Nick Smith's getting a lot of shout outs on this pod. He had 187.4 points in week 4. Okay. And that actually started a stretch where he was big dog of the week 3 out of 4 weeks. So he was pushing for that 1 seed for a little bit. And then our lowest amount of points on the season was in the last round of the Queef playoffs. It was Taylor Wilson. He had 59.1. Our Goose King had 59.1 points. Total big dog of the weeks on the season. Nick Smith led us with 4. Good on him. Trevor and Kelly both had 3. Wow. Wilson and Jack both had 2. Sam, Zach, and Max all had 1. And me and Bobby didn't have any. Me and Bobby were left out of Big Dog of the Weeks.
Yeah, it's because you fell asleep. That's why you won that award.
I was a Don't Fall Asleep award winner this year, wasn't I?
Uh-huh.
And then the queef of the weeks, the most queef of the weeks on the season. It might come as a surprise. Probably not. The Goose King, Taylor Wilson, had 4, along with Max with 4. And if you don't forget, Max went on record saying after week 1 when he was queef of the week, oh, you always get 1. You know, you got to get it out of the way. It's nice to get it out of the way early.
I had like 94 points. I got queef of the week with like 95-2.
95-2.
92? Okay.
95.2. 95.2.
Oh, 95.2. Okay. Whatever.
And then queef of the week in week 6, 9, and round 2 of the playoffs when you got smacked in the final 4 with 64.9 points.
Yeah, that sucks. That was definitely a defeat that I just took right in the nuts. Every point I lost by, I got kicked in the nuts. So I was very swollen, grapefruit like. Had to sit in the tub and they floated to the top type of scenario.
Wow. That's when you know they're ready to eat, when they float to the top.
Yeah, you're right.
To finish up the queef of the weeks on the season, as I said, Wilson and Max led us with 4. Then I had 3. Sam had 2. Bobby, Kelly, Nick, and Zach all had 1. And Jack and Trevor avoided. Jack and Trevor avoided the queef of the week this year.
And they went to the championship.
And they met in the championship. So what do you know?
Didn't get a queef of the week, made the championship.
What do you know?
Yeah.
Going back to some more awards. Now we want to look in depth here. I think we got 6 awards here to finish up. And I know we're all nervous. We're on the edge of our seats about that Douchebag of the Year award. We're gonna have to wait a little bit longer.
Best award of the year. Best award of the year is coming up. So hang on tight. Hang on tight.
It's definitely the climax, the finale of this pod. So we're gonna have to wait a little bit longer. We got 5 awards to hit real quick before that. First up, we got the Rookie of the Year in the NFL. We had 4 guys that we talked about here. Dameon Pierce had a great year for Houston. Missed the last 4 games, almost got to 1,000 yards, but we just wanted to bring him up. Zach, who would you say was your Rookie of the Year this year, Zach?
My Rookie of the Year, I would definitely say it was Kenneth Walker, the 3rd. Or is it the 4th?
It could be the 5th or the 6th. Who knows?
Who knows? But it was him, dude. He had, how many yards did he have? 1,050. 1,050 yards. As a rookie? That's pretty decent. And he definitely didn't start the year. He didn't start.
No,
I don't know what week he started. He started playing, started RB1 for that team.
Yeah. The running back out of Michigan State, he finished the season in half PPR as the 15th ranked running back. So we're definitely looking at him as a top 10 lock going into next season. If he's not kept, he's a top 5 pick.
Yeah. Oh yeah. With the Seattle Seahawks team, Pete Carroll is running that crew. Geno Smith and Kenneth Walker. All right. Sounds fun. DK Metcalf.
Oh yeah. And then 2 receivers that we wanted to mention real quick. Actually, former teammates at The Ohio State University, the Queef Eyes, Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave, both over 1,000 yards this year. Wide receiver 19 for Wilson, wide receiver 25 for Olave. Great rookie seasons for those 2 receivers.
No doubt about it.
But they both need quarterbacks because Andy Dalton and whoever the Jets want to throw out there right now ain't getting it done.
Yeah, it's not making you excited about next year's draft, but if somehow a good quarterback just slides in there, I mean those guys are going to be probably a top 5 rounder.
Yeah, definitely.
If a quarterback slides in.
Moving on to the next award, we got the waiver wire scoop of the year. Who was the best scoop off that waiver wire? We had 4 guys up for the award. Taysom Hill.
Oh, you love Taysom Hill, Cole Breezy. I know you love him.
My favorite tight end 5 from the New Orleans Saints. I'm definitely not drafting him next year, but if you picked him up, you were probably satisfied with him. But he's not our winner. He's our fourth place guy. In third place, we had Justin Fields, who I scooped. Ended the season as QB6. Next year, he's going to be one of those top QBs drafted. Who was your selection for the waiver wire scoop of the year, Max?
Well, I think that this guy was completely underrated. No one thought anything. In fact, they thought that this was going to be a down year for the Seahawks. Geno Smith coming in and showing up Russell Wilson. Didn't he surpass the most the most passing yards in Seahawks history?
Wow.
Geno
Smith.
Geno Smith is the franchise leader in passing yards. Fuck you, Russell. 2 poops a week.
Yeah. Hey, no spoilers though. No spoilers. Douchebag's coming spoilers.
Out. Just wait. Don't get greedy. Right? Don't get greedy. Geno Smith was the runner, and our runner-up was Jerick McKinnon from the Chiefs. He finished the season as RB21 and half PPR scoring, but he definitely won people a lot of championships if you scooped him. He had 9 touchdowns in the last 6 weeks, 8 of them receiving.
Damn.
I scooped him up. Him along with George Kittle and Justin Fields. Those guys saved me. Late in the season. Jerick McKinnon, if you scooped him, you're happy. Zach, you got anything on McKinnon?
Congratulations.
Congratulations to Jerick McKinnon, the runner-up for waiver wire scoop of the year. Next award, 3 more before the douche. We got the messiest bust of the year. This guy took a dookie on your lineup. You were writing down your lineup on Sundays, and it was just a mess. You had to keep scribbling it out. Russell Wilson, a popular guy of the show, he came in 4th. Finished the year as QB16. He had a couple good weeks to finish the season after they fired Nathaniel Hackett. Okay, let's not get worked up about Russell Wilson, but he came in 4th. And then we had Deebo Samuel. Now, Deebo Samuel, we might think missed a lot of games. He was banged up. He only missed 4 games. This guy finished as wide receiver 36. Like, what was he? He was a top 5 pick in our draft, wasn't he, boys? After our 2 keepers.
He was up there. I'm sure in any a non-keeper league, he could have been drafted in the 2nd round.
First or 2nd round. I could see him going in the first. Absolutely.
Yeah, so the Niners, they had some QB in the position, some shuffling around. So the season was a little weird for them offensively. It was a weird evolution for the Niners offense this year, for sure.
Yeah.
So maybe you could blame it on that, but everyone was thinking pretty highly of Deebo Samuel coming into this year, and to be wide receiver 36, that's disappointing.
That's pretty messy. That's a messy
bust. That's all over your shorts, and you're trying to wipe it out, and then your mom walks in and goes,
sticky.
What's on your pants?
Pretty sticky. But Deebo Samuel was 3rd as the messiest bust. Runner up for messiest bust of the year was a tight end that people had a lot of high hopes for, and probably still do, as he's still really, really young. Former number 4 overall pick in the draft, for Pete's sake. Missed 7 games this season. Kyle Pitts, tight end 33. There's only 32 teams out there. Tight end 33, missed 7 games this year.
Get out of here. This guy's drafted high. This guy was probably a top 4 pick. I don't know what he was drafted in our league. Couldn't tell you, but it might have been up there.
I'll get it.
But that sucks. That sucks because all the hype, this crazy hype about Kyle Pitts, that he's this freak athlete. And I'm not saying that he's not. I'm just saying that tight end 33, when you're expecting this guy to be a fantasy relevant player, that sucks. That's a messy bust.
He was the 40th overall pick by Jack in our league. So Jack had tight end problems all season.
Yeah. Until he picked up Taysom Hill.
until he picked up my favorite tight end, Taysom.
Took all those touches away from Alvin Kamara.
14 rushes in 1 game. That's pretty nuts from a tight end.
Well, maybe if Alvin Kamara wasn't such a douchebag.
Well, he's up for douche of the year.
Coming up. That's coming up.
Just wait.
Couple more here.
But our winner for messiest bust of the year, Zach. You want to announce him for us?
Yeah, this is definitely the bust, the messiest. This guy, for a first round draft pick in every single league.
Yep.
And he was probably the number 1 draft pick in half of them.
Yep.
Fucking Jonathan Taylor. What was that?
They're coming off being the rushing king. Everything was set up, but Matt Ryan turned out the clock struck midnight or whatever you want to say on Matt Ryan, and fired the coach, and the whole line wasn't right, and his ankle wasn't right, and his foot wasn't right, and if you haven't realized, he was on my team. He was a keeper by me. Still very young. Very disappointing season from Jonathan Taylor. I was left doing a lot of laundry on Sundays. I'd go get my clothes ready for Monday morning. I wouldn't have any shorts because they were all messed up. It's the messiest bust of the season.
This is messier than a messiest bust. This is you shit your pants and you busted at the same time. That's a messy bust. Yeah, no wonder why you're doing laundry.
Well, that sounds like a good time, though.
Well,
just take that to the toilet. It's almost like giving yourself a Blumpkin.
Oh, a Blumpkin.
It's possible.
Now we're using our heads. Now we're
I heard there's a spot on the east side of Denver that's giving out 2-for-1 Blumpkins right now. So if you're looking for any specials, you might have to enter it into Google. But the east side of Denver, yeah, look it up. Moving on.
Wilson there?
Well, Russell might be hanging
only 2 times a week. Only 2 times a week. That's where he goes to take his dumps. That's he's going to East Denver.
He's got all those bathrooms in his house. Yeah. Next up we got
when guests are coming over, he doesn't even allow them to use the bathroom. He has like an outhouse. He has an outhouse. That's actually a 13th. That's a 13th toilet that he has. Technically,
such a waste of space.
Not even on his property.
Such a waste of space. 2 more awards here. We got the comeback player of the year. This was kind of hard to find candidates for. It wasn't hard to find a winner, but it was kind of hard to find candidates. We threw in Evan Ingram, who ended up being tight end 6, had a couple career years in a couple categories. Saquon Barkley came back big, RB6 on the season and half PPR scoring. Great season for Saquon. Great pick by Taylor Wilson.
Yeah.
But Zach, would you like to announce our comeback player of the year?
Oh, sure.
You had the balls to keep him again.
Yeah, I knew what this guy could do, so I never got rid of him through thick and thin, dude. Christian McCaffrey. Yeah. He's got to be up there for most skilled player in the league.
Yeah,
has to be.
Let's call him that.
Like, look how good. If he was RB1 a couple times, back when before he got the injuries. He was battling them. He missed pretty much 2 full seasons.
Yeah.
And he comes back and he does it all again.
Yeah.
He's great.
Yeah.
He played what did he play? He played 10 games over the last 2 seasons. So you really had a lot of faith in this guy to keep him again.
Oh yeah. You gotta.
Hey, what do you have? 85 catches this year? Jeez. Played all 17. Played all 17. 1,139 yards rushing. So congratulations to Christian McCaffrey. Glad to see you healthy. Better for the game, better for fantasy.
Yeah.
And he could be getting a Super Bowl ring here.
No doubt about it. I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah.
I am not doubting that.
Last award we want to talk about before our big finale here is the breakout player of the year. Now, this one was debated on more than any of these other awards, more candidates than any of these other awards. A lot of these guys we weren't talking about going into the season. They were average to below average at their position, maybe flex options that we were talking about, but these guys took a leap. These guys jumped up here. We at the bottom of our list right here is Christian Kirk. He was wide receiver 12 in half PPR. Okay, the Jaguars are looking good moving forward.
Yeah.
One more receiver, Devontae Smith. In half PPR was wide receiver 9. Holy smokes. Look out, Eagles.
Yeah.
Look out.
Yeah.
A quarterback that we've talked about a few times, Trevor Lawrence, QB7. Max, he was on your team this year.
My starter.
Another player on Max's team was Ramondre Stevenson, RB11. Really jumped up. We're looking at a top 10 guy, a first round pick. If you're having 2 keepers in your league next season,
about keeping him,
and he might even be a keeper, sure.
Maybe we'll see next year.
Third on our list for breakout player of the year was Tony Pollard, RB7 in half PPR. He was on Trevor's team, and the Cowboys supported 2 backs this season.
Yeah.
The runner up for breakout player of the year was on my team. He was a waiver wire scoop for me. It was Justin Fields. Now this guy's going to break the rushing record next year for quarterbacks. He's special. Now I know you boys love the Bears. You got anything to say about the runner up for breakout player of the year, Justin Fields?
I'm excited. I'm really excited about Justin Fields. I'm glad that he won this. I'm glad that he got runner up because he had an incredible season. You got to be excited as a Bears fan, but it's still disappointed that they didn't sign Doug Peterson to be able to show his skills of being a championship winning coach with now Justin Fields. Now let's get a defensive coordinator. Yeah.
Zach, would you say the Titans or the Bears are your favorite team?
Oh, the Bears for sure. I only like the Titans because of Derrick Henry.
Hey, another shout out, King Henry. What do you think the Bears should do at number 1 overall in the draft? Got the number 1 pick this season.
Well, it's hard to say because I'm no expert. But it seems like the best thing to do would be to trade down the pick. Trade it to, to any of the other top 5 teams. And do what I don't know who was the pick for the pick 2 when the Bears went from 3rd to 2nd.
Was it 49ers?
It might have been the 49ers. Get back all those picks that you fucking lost for that disaster.
Yeah.
You can go back a handful of spots and just gobble picks, get multiple guys, get an offensive lineman, a defensive lineman, maybe a receiver. You don't need just one guy.
Build.
I agree.
Build a team. Build a good team.
Yeah.
Good players at every position.
The Packers might be hurting next year, so maybe the Bears can actually be alive. I think that's their Achilles heel. It's the Packers, right? Our rival, who the Packers always, they always beat us up. So now that they're down, because Aaron Rodgers might be leaving, that's just rumors. Just rumors.
Now you brought up Las Vegas as a possible landing spot for?
I think it's possible. I'm telling you, I'm thinking.
Him and Devontae Adams hooking back up again.
Devontae Adams, Josh Jacobs, Hunter Renfrow is a wide receiver that he would definitely use because Aaron Rodgers likes to use guys like that.
White guys.
Yeah.
Sure.
He's just bringing Jordy. He's just bringing Jordy Nelson back.
They make the short catch and run. That's what I meant, Zach.
Is there enough ayahuasca in the Las Vegas surrounding area?
It's probably got the most.
Yeah, that's where Aaron Rodgers.
Let me finish.
That's where he's getting.
That's actually where it's being made. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. That's the wholesaler. Vegas is the wholesaler. Gotcha.
Yeah,
so he's going to the source.
He's a regular at Burning Man in the desert.
He's going to the source. You know who actually went to Burning Man last year?
Your wife?
Christy.
Oh,
shout out Christy. Hey, now the time that we've all been waiting for tonight. If you've stuck around us this long, we're just over an hour now, and we appreciate that. We appreciate that time spent, and it was definitely worth it because now we're going to outline our douche of the year, our douchebag of the year of the NFL. Yeah, people have voted. Max, can you give us a little insight on that?
Yes. So for the past 2 weeks, because of your voting, you are all the people that voted.
The people.
We have a top 5. We have
Thank
a
you.
top 5 for biggest
you.
douchebag in the NFL this year. Thank you for your vote. Thank you for actually participating and giving us your ideas. Some people got really detailed on why they believe it was the top dog compared to the last dog. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I had good conversations with some people. I couldn't believe it. So
Real
we're
quick,
gonna
though.
first start off.
Real
Oh,
quick.
look at that. Oh,
Real
a whole
quick.
bottle of champagne there for Cole Breezy.
I will say Kelly snuck in and got a glass, but yes.
Fair enough. All right. So we're going to lead it off with the bottom of the bunch at number 5. Okay. Coming in at number 5 is Russell 2 poops a week Wilson.
Wow.
Yeah. Now we talked about this guy. He had 12 bathrooms. Is talking about how he's only going to take 2 poops a week because taking a dump apparently isn't efficient and it's wasting time.
Yep. He's only making on Tuesdays and Thursdays right now. I'm actually surprised to see this guy number 5. The videos of Russell Wilson on the YouTube channel have really spiked. So I'm surprised he's number 5. Now, Sam was on here last week, and like we said, he's a nurse, and we've actually got 3 nurses in this league. Zach is one of them. Now, Zach, I got to get your medical opinion on this. What do you think about a human being that forces himself to only poop on Tuesdays and Thursdays and is in the process of trying to get that down to once a week?
Well, I will say it's great body control. Like if you're able to really regulate your body that much to only poop 2 days a week, you got good control. Twice a week,
sphincter.
if
a strong sphincter, yes.
But I mean, if you only poop twice a week, I mean, if that's normal for you, then that's normal. I mean, obviously Russell Wilson's a healthy guy; it's nothing bad. But if he's doing it for some competitive reason, that's dumb. There's no it's not going to help him be better on Sunday.
He thinks the buildup in his body provides extra cushioning for the impacts that he takes on Sundays. Do you agree with that? Do you agree with that?
No, that sounds dumb.
That's bullshit.
How big of a dump do you think that poop is, by the way?
Oh my God. Multiple flushes
1 to 2 times a week. That's a couple flushes. He has to chop it.
While you're doing it.
Scatter blast just fills the toilet.
Well, like the longer you hold a poop in, the drier it gets. Your body just sucks in all the moisture out of your poop. Ooh. So like you're going to be constipated as hell trying to push that out. That's going to hurt.
That's going to be one chapped ass. That's going to be a chapped butthole. Probably bleeding.
Russell Wilson, the fans of your mama's sports podcast would like to see a picture of your butthole and how chapped it is.
Well, you're a nurse, so you're used to it, but
everybody's used to seeing buttholes. But do have a chapped butthole. A cream that you can use is actually called Dr. Serlin's. Now, you can get it in the northern Indiana area, the Midwest region. Dr. Serlin's for a chapped butthole. Russell Wilson, you can get one shipped to you probably in 3 days if you need it. But that will clear you up in one night. As my dad...
That's what I was going to ask. I was going to say, is your dad going to ship it to Russell Wilson?
Dad is...
Those are the problem?
That is a top 5 customer of the product. In his words,
City's Kobold has a chapped butthole.
When he does, he uses this, But Dr. Serlin's is what it's called. And in City's Kobold's words, you go to bed screaming like a baby, but you wake up a new man, like nothing ever happened. Okay. So this cream. I mean, you can use it for bed sores. You can put it on your gooch. You can put it on some chapped nuts. I mean, you put it on your butthole. Usually is butthole, but this cream, you wake up a new man. And I'll be one to testify. I put my right hand up. I have used the product. I have used the product in the past. I have used the product in the past, and I will sign off that it works.
Well, hopefully now that we've been bringing it up, we're talking about all these sponsors. I think Dr. Sirloins is definitely, it's got to be up there.
We got to give them a ring. I think we have to give them a ring. Definitely.
All right. Moving on. Okay. To number 4. I'm going to be honest. I'm a little surprised with this one. I thought that he was going to be way up. I thought he was going to be like the top 2. It's Alvin Stomp the Yard Kamara.
Ooh, wow.
This guy went into a physical assault. Okay. He attacked a person along with his 3 other buddies and stomped on him while he was on the ground, already knocked out.
A 4-on-1 beatdown.
4-on-1 beat them. Some people have told me though that the reason they're not going to vote for Alvin Stomp the Yard Kamara was because that is bigger than a douchebag. And I said, oh, okay, sure.
Zach, anything on Alvin Kamara?
Yeah, he won't be in the league next year, I don't think, right? His suspension starts this following year, which is weird how he got that to work, but whatever.
The hearing kept getting pushed back, and that hearing's gonna happen in the offseason, and he's gonna have a suspension. Yep. And with that, you're gonna see him in the drafts for the first time ever since he was a rookie. I've kept him his whole career, and it'll be tough to part ways, but Alvin Kamara will be in the drafts.
Well, that's the way she goes.
That's the way she blows too.
I don't think anyone's going to be drafting him either. Maybe a late round, but
I mean, I guess it depends how long the suspension is.
Yes, right. I guess you're right about that. We'll find out.
I mean, at least I would have to at least think it's half the year. I would hope more, but like,
who knows?
That dude could have been dead, and he was still stomping on him.
Yeah, he was unconscious. He was definitely he was unconscious, and multiple facial fractures, and not good. Number 4, douche of the year, Alvin Kamara.
Big douche. All right. Coming in at number 3, and this guy started out slow, okay, but he picked it up just like he always does, okay? Just when we thought that when he came into the league again last year to play with Tom Brady, we thought, maybe he's a changed man. I don't think so. We have Antonio Public Masturbator Brown who's coming in 3rd place. All right.
Boy.
Exactly what his name says. This guy was caught masturbating in a public pool. So public pool. So
we still need to get more word from Taylor Wilson, who broke this story to us about the public masturbation scene. We still need to get more word from the Goose King about that. But exposing yourself in public, that's you should be arrested for that. No doubt. no doubt about it.
And did you hear what he did recently?
Oh, Zach's got some breaking news for us.
We got some more?
You guys don't know about this.
Breaking news. News. Antonio Public Masturbation.
Beep, 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 beep. I think this was a couple of weeks ago. He put this on Snapchat for everyone to see. He was clapping some cheeks of some skank, some sloot, and he had it. And you could see fucking P to V, just dick and balls going into the vagina.
Oh wow, that's
it was him. Was he like, "Hey, yo, this is Antonio Brown,
AB, y'all"?
Coming at you.
Well, he has a public account, and it says his name.
Oh,
that's terrible. That's terrible. That's terrible.
I haven't seen it. I've just read about it.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you can see his face or the chick's face. I don't know if he's married or not, or if this was his wife or just some random lady. Who knows?
Another legal suit coming Antonio Brown's way is what I see.
This needs to be investigated.
This guy deserves money from the NFL because the NFL really fucked him up.
He's got problems up here.
Yeah,
he's got problems up here.
I think the porno industry needs to give him.
What's he going to do with that money? Who knows?
I think that's what he's trying to get into. That's what he's really trying to do. He's trying to, yeah. But All right, let's move on from him before we talk too much about a guy that's public masturbating in front of people. All right, here come the last two. So we're gonna say the second one, which means that you're gonna find out who the first one is, and we'll talk about him after that, obviously. But coming in at number 2, and this was a tight race. I'm telling you, as the weeks, we voted for 2 weeks again. As the weeks went on, they were up and down, neck and neck.
Back and forth.
Up and down. All right. Coming in at number 2, you have Aaron Ayahuasca Rodgers.
Wow.
I thought he was going to win it. I thought there was a point where wow, he took it. He took the cake. But
a guy we've been talking about since the first pod months ago. Aaron Ayahuasca Rodgers, runner up. Wow.
Runner up. This guy took ayahuasca, went on Joe Rogan, and said that it changed his life. And we're saying that I kid you not, by the way, I went to the Stand the other night, which is a burger joint, and I saw a kid wearing an Aaron Rodgers jersey. And I went up to that kid and I said, "Hey, kid, do you know where I can get some ayahuasca?"
And what'd he say?
"Yeah, man, my dad's got some."
What do you think about Aaron Ayahuasca Rodgers, Zach?
He's a big douche. I mean,
he's a big douche.
I mean, he definitely is. He definitely is.
Where do you see him playing next year?
I have no idea. I really don't. Las Vegas would be his best bet if he could squeeze that out. Like, I don't know how he get that done, but if he could, that'd be the best bet for him. But you know, he's the one who was complaining about getting paid for so long or whatever, and I bet he wasn't even getting paid that bad. I don't know what his contract was before, but it probably wasn't bad.
You got a lot on the table for next year.
He gets this big contract, and all he does is fucking complain. Like, then he goes and I don't know, just feels like I know he didn't give up, because why would he? But seemed like he gave up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. According to ESPN, he has a $59.465 million guaranteed contract for next year. So just about $60 million on the table. I don't see him walking away from that. He's going to be playing somewhere next year. And in between games, he's going to be taking ayahuasca and telling people he's immunized instead of vaccinated and being the runner-up for douche of the year.
We'll probably see him again next year. I think he has a big chance of taking it next year, but as of right now, fair enough.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go ahead and announce this year's winner of NFL's Douchebag of the Year. Now, this is a guy that over past seasons, we've talked about him a lot because he does very douchebaggy things. Just because that's kind of who he is. I believe that's just his personality. But let's just go ahead and name him out. Odell, I can't put my seatbelt on, Beckham Jr. You are the champion of this year's Douchebag of the Year for the NFL. Everyone, let's say Odell.
Congratulations, OBJ.
What a douchebag. Couldn't put your seatbelt on, so everyone had to get off the freaking plane because you couldn't put it on.
You selfish douche.
Yeah, you're a douchebag. You're not better than everyone else. Shut up. Put your seatbelt on.
It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that he obviously put himself before other people. It was a 2-hour delay because of him, and people's lives were affected because somebody wouldn't put a seatbelt on and then wouldn't get off the plane cooperatively. I mean, he could either put a seatbelt on or he could have just got up and walked off. But no, he couldn't cooperate. People had to evacuate the plane. At least a 2-hour delay.
How many fathers, how many dads were calling up their wives and said, "Hey, hon, that plane delayed. Yeah, no, a fucking asshole didn't want to put a seatbelt on." Like, probably didn't even know who the guy was. They're probably just like, "Sorry, hon, I'm gonna be home late again."
I'm sure a lot.
How many?
I'm sure a lot. Too many. Mm-hmm. This was reportedly in Miami. Zach, what do you think about that?
Uh, you know what I've really disliked Odell Beckham doing this year is he pretty much said, "Hey, I don't have to play in the regular season. I'm just going to sign with the team and play in the playoffs."
Yeah.
Like
And look
who do
what
you think you
happened.
are?
Yep.
Like
What happened?
why do you think that's your privilege to do?
Yeah.
Like it, and all he's gonna do is go there, some team that already has a good chemistry and just screw it up. He's gonna complain when he doesn't get a ball in a certain
Yep.
situation.
I
Like who would want that? Who wants that on their team?
Nobody.
I think I've said this before, but I think we've seen Odell catch his last ball. I think he's
Hmm.
done. I think
Yeah.
he's done. You know, happy that he got his Super Bowl ring. Like, good for you. Good for you.
Sure. Why
I
not?
don't even know how. I don't even know how many games he played that year, but good for you. But deuces. Congrats to you for being the douche of the year, Odell Beckham Jr. You selfish queef.
Oh man.
Anything else on the douche of the year, boys? I thank you everybody for voting.
Yes, thank you
Uh,
for voting. It's
we
because of
we made
you
it.
that we were able to come with this conclusion, and
Yes.
yeah, it was a tight race, but I think that we picked the right person. I think that Odell,
Very
he's a big
selfish.
douchebag, and that just shows who he is as a person. You
It's
know, that's
unfortunate.
exactly who he is. He's a
It's
douchebag,
unfortunate.
and he only thinks about himself.
I I agree. I agree. That'll wrap up our first annual Don't Tell Mama Fantasy
Yeah.
Football Sports Award Show. Thanks everybody for joining us. Zach, you were our second official guest of the show. Appreciate you
Yes.
coming on. Definitely, real quickly, let's get a little Super Bowl picks in. Max,
Sure.
Max, who you got? Who you got in the Super Bowl?
I'm going to tell you right now, I think that Patty Mahomes takes down Joe Burrow and the Bengals in this rematch game to get to the Super Bowl. The MVP is, even with a bum ankle, taking him to the Super Bowl. And then, oh, the other one is so tough, but I'm going to lean the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm going to lean the Philadelphia Eagles.
Wow. And then who do you have winning that in the Super Bowl?
Well, we can talk
Chiefs.
about that next week.
Okay. Okay. Zach, who you got?
Yeah, I want to say thank you guys for having me on. This was a blast. Uh, I'm going the complete opposite of Max. I am
Oh,
going. The Bengals are going to win probably a close game. They're going to win a close game, but Joe Burrow is 3-0 against Kansas City.
damn.
If if Patrick Mahomes, if his ankle is still hurting him, that's gonna that's
The
gonna
factor.
affect gonna affect the team.
Sure.
Then I'm gonna show some love to Christian McCaffrey. I hope he makes it to the Super Bowl. I'd like to watch him play in the Super Bowl. And
Mhm.
two good defenses going up against each other. So I don't expect a really high scoring game with that one. Uh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so it'll be Niners against the Bengals. I'll give my pick since I won't be here next week. Uh, it's gonna be a tough one, but you know what? Go Niners. Bengals are gonna lose 2 years in a row.
Ooh,
Oh,
wow.
wow. Wow.
Wow. Niners. Okay. Okay. Good pick, Zach.
Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant, dude. That's a great story.
Last pick
Yeah.
of the draft. That's crazy. I think
How about it?
we got to give shouts to Brock Purdy, but we also got to give shouts to Kyle Shanahan. It's a
Good
Yeah.
great
coaching.
coaching.
Good
Well, no,
coaching.
Brock Purdy did what he needed to do. He realized what he had to do. There's tons of weapons on that team. Just give the ball to someone, let them do the rest of the work.
Make good decisions because they know
Yeah.
that the players are going to get open. Yeah, that's it.
Kyle Shanahan, I think, has been to 3 of the last 4 NFC Championship games.
He's good. He's a good coach.
And
He'll start slipping into our top five coaches maybe for next season. But
he was in my honorable mention.
yeah,
But
he's up there.
because of that, I'm going to take the 49ers on the road. I'm going to take
Mm,
them. I'm going to take them in Philly. That defense is special, as you know, Max. They were
yeah,
your defense this year.
loved him. Loved him.
And then I don't know how the I was about to say I don't know how the MVP Patty Mahomes loses at home, but he just did last year to the Bengals in the playoffs. But I still got to go Patty Mahomes. I
Yeah.
got to go Patty and the MVP. They seem like they're on a magical run to set up a Chiefs 49er Super Bowl that'll be pretty juicy.
Hmm.
Anything else that you boys got on the Super Bowl?
It's going to be a good one.
As whoever wins these games,
you get four good teams.
Yeah. Whoever wins these games, it's going to shape out to be a great Super Bowl. I'm excited for whoever wins.
Very excited. Very excited. Well, that'll wrap up our the first annual Don't Tell Mama Fantasy Football Sports Award Show.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate everybody's time. Go ahead and leave some comments. We're on YouTube. That's all. That's the only spot we're at right now. For the time being, it's only on YouTube. So check it out. Make some comments. Get those views up. Anything else you boys got?
Thank you everybody for tuning in. We love you, and we'll see you next week as we start talking about the Super Bowl coming up and college basketball. Everyone, don't forget about it. College basketball is coming up.
This podcast is transitioning to college basketball starting next week. We're really going to dive deep into the Big 10 and Big 12 mostly, but we're going to be looking at everything mid-majors. Really excited for college basketball because it's heating up. Games every night, ranked matchups everywhere. It's getting very competitive in league play.
Oh yeah. Best basketball is starting to go now.
Heck yeah. Zach, appreciate you being the second official guest.
Thanks, Zach.
Thank you guys. To all your listeners. Peace, guys.
All right, guys. Have a great week, and we'll see you next week.
See you next week, everybody.